What it do, underground community? As you all know, I try to keep my videos away from controversy, but for once I kind of wanted to do this video from a fanboy standpoint rather than a media one. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I was afraid it would resurface or reveal events in the past that I felt were too sore to reminisce on. However, I feel enough time has passed to at least mention it, and I will still walk on eggshells with what I say here. But with all that said, I'll be up front. I miss Goth. If you don't know Goth, he was a vocalist who was once part of the group K9 Unit and often collabed with the producer Pulse, who I did a video on a few weeks back. The artist, at least literally, is not dead or anything. He's actually living extremely well from what I see on his Instagram, and his music is still really good. You can find it in the description here. He goes under the alias Puke now. Now let's be honest, Puke himself would probably never claim himself to be the greatest of anything. If you know his music, he was, or rather still is, extremely humble. He wasn't the most skilled screamer, he wasn't the greatest with mixing, or wasn't the greatest lyricist. He probably would never say this about himself either, but for some reason he is often regarded as one of the greatest artists to touch the rage or trap metal sound, probably the underground period. Myself, one of my earliest gateways into the deep underground was K9 Unit, and they still remain one of my favorite groups, regardless of what people may say. Vane, Fabi Dabi, Pulse himself, Hanja, Navi, the whole group were just people I fanboyed to after listening to their song Damaged and binged their others. Now K9 Unit is brought back with different people, but their presence is still coming back stronger than ever. Check them out. I have them in the description too. While I'm a ginormous fanboy of Navi, Hanja, Fabi, all the people I just named, there was something alluring about Goth in his own way. Hanja probably is one of, and arguably the best vocalist in this community. Navi probably has one of the best flows. Fabi probably has some of the best lyrics and versatility. Yet Goth, while not among the best in any of those categories, still managed to bring some of the best and greatest aggressive music to date. He not only thrived in K9 Unit and the whole underground scene, he was a prominent figure. I mean, just listen to this.
Never been about shit. 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 Never been about shit.
Pure anger and rage and angst and heaviness, all pain put into one song. Being someone who thought Scar-Lord was extremely heavy at the time and was a big Scar-Lord fanboy, still love Scar myself, to an early XXXTentacion fan, to Kamiyata, to Project, there was just something about Goth that just fueled that itch for inner rage unlike anyone else. His name may have been Goth, but his music screamed punk and edge. His music booms a careless nature, and that he carelessly made it to sound good, but just wanted to interpret his extreme thoughts. There is a careless nature for the listener as well, that if you like it, then good. If not, you can go yourself. I get all of this from just his songs alone. The violence in his lyrics, and my goodness, the violence in his voice. This all, however, came to an end over controversy and led to him leaving K9 Unit. I will not speak on as to why, it's not my place, nor is it something that needs to be resurfaced, but I will say his name for a long while after him leaving led to him kind of being almost cursed and forbidden to speak on. Whenever Goth was brought up, it was showered in a negative light. As someone who was a fan, it hurt seeing and knowing other people had this contempt for him. Eventually, the mantle of Goth has been dropped and never replaced. It's both a good and pretty sad thing that his name and character that is Goth has never actually been touched or replaced for that matter. Nobody replicates his music or can fill the void that is losing Goth. However, this is not something to remain sad under. Puke is here, and he's living well and happy, dropping bangers, going places in life, the whole shebang. The story and tragedy of Goth is almost an allegory that reminds us that we should never hide. None of us are perfect, and that nothing lasts forever. Change should be welcome and approached in a positive light. Puke is the hope that we all strive for, while Goth was the struggle that needed to happen to get to that hope, and challenges should be accepted. We can always be better within ourselves and accept that, and accept change. So, with that said, I do miss Goth and his music, just like a lot of people, but that does not mean we should reminisce on it. This is just a video I wanted to make on my thoughts and something I just wanted to put out for content that I know other people aren't really speaking on. Like I said, I wanted to speak on this for a long time, but I just couldn't. And I just didn't want to bring the controversy back up for what happened. And again, for what happened, if you don't know, keep it that way. If you know, no need to bring it up. Please don't mention it in the comments. I love you all. Hopefully I can get a Puke interview. We'll see what happens. And this has been Life Happens, and we out.